Hola, hoy vamos a hablar del pretérito perfecto compuesto, del modo indicativo. This tense is used in three main ways in the Spanish. First, to talk about actions which have happened in the past and they continue or repeat into the present. For instance, te han esperado mucho tiempo. They have waited for you for a long time. So now, in this case, we are talking about the action, which is esperar, in this case, esperado. So we can say, someone, here meaning they, and esperado. This and is the indicator that shows that this is an action that has started in the past. And then with the rest of the sentence, it is implicit the fact that it continues to the present. It's like, yes, they were, so they have waited for you for a long time, and when the person has said this to you, they are like still waiting. For instance, like if someone is waiting for you, then you just arrive to the place, and before you meet these people, someone sees you and say, oh, yeah, they have been waiting for you for a long time. So they are still waiting for you, but they have started waiting for you before. So this is the idea of the action is starting in the past and continuing in the present. Another example, siempre te he amado. Now we are saying acá, our action, amar, amado. So I have always loved you. So this is an action that has started in the past. Then again give us this idea of repetition of something that continues in the present, which in this case is even stronger, as we say that always. So it was always the case. So this has started in the past and it continues till the moment. So it has always been like this. Another possible use for this tense is to talk about completed actions which have happened in the past, but it's in a recent past, so something that has happened sooner. For instance, ella no ha hablado conmigo. Now let's say, like, we met someone in the morning, and then later on we met some other person, and he's saying, oh yeah, by the way, when you see this person, how did you talk? And then you say, no, ella no ha hablado conmigo. So now, the hablado is our action. Here we have a, indicating that this is again in the past, and that in particular in this case is in a recent past. So then, as we are talking about the speaking, then this is an action that is already over. And then here we are saying that, she has not spoken with me when we saw each other at that moment. So there is now this action of talking, which did not happen, is what was in the past, and then now, as it was in the recent past, we say, ha hablado conmigo. Another example for this category, yo he leído el diario por la mañana. I have read the newspaper in the morning. So here, our action is leído. We have again as our indicator that this is a recent action, and in this particular example again we are talking about in the morning, so a more clear indicator again that this is actually something that has recently happened. So now let's see this final way to use this tense. This final category is the completed actions in the past which do not refer to a concrete time period. For instance, he oído mucho de ti. I have heard a lot about you. So here we have our action, oír, in this case, oído, meaning that, again, I have heard a lot about you. So this is something that has already happened, but, and again here with we are mentioning that yes, this has already happened recently, but there is like no time indication, and we are not really saying when did this happen. We are not here in this case, we are not saying when we heard about this person. So this is the case for this tense. Another example, has adelgazado un poco, you have lost some weight. Here, our action is adelgazar, adelgazado. Then we have as our indicator that we think that this is something that has happened recently, but yet we are not saying when, like, oh, at a concrete period of time that this has started happening or not. It's that maybe you have not seen this person for some time, and you say, oh yeah, by the way, in this time that we have not seen each other, and you have lost some weight. So yeah, you have lost some weight, has adelgazado un poco. So zooming up a little bit, so we have these three categories, and it might be clearer now that at the time of using this Pretérito Perfecto Compuesto, we have the following structure where we have a verb as an auxiliary verb, which is the indicator for us that we are talking about some completed action which has started in the past and is in a recent past, not very long ago, and then it's followed by the verb conjugated appropriately. And also something that maybe you can have an intuition from these examples, like when we analyze now the translation, we have, yes, we have lost some, you have lost some weight, sorry. I have heard, or in the oldest example, we have always this have heard, or in other words, we are always using the present perfect from the English. So basically, the Pretérito Perfecto Compuesto is an analogous version of this present perfect, where we can say yes, instead of a verb, we're going to use have, and our conjugated verb here would correspond to the participle of the verb. But, well, talking about conjugation, let's see now how we conjugate these verbs. So, let's see the conjugation of the regular verbs. For these verbs, we will conjugate always the verb a verb, respecting the subject, like yo he, tú has, él, ella ha, nosotros hemos, vosotros habéis, ellos, ellas han. And then we will take the verb following the auxiliary, and we will replace the infinitive ending by ado in the case of ar, or ido in the case of and ir. Let's see an example with the verb caminar. Here, yo he caminado, so we took the infinitive ar, replace it by ado, and then we have the appropriate conjugation for the subject, similar for the rest. Tú has caminado, él ha caminado, nosotros hemos caminado, vosotros habéis caminado, ellas han caminado. In the case of the irregular verbs, they will also follow the same structure, of course. The conjugations for the verb haber are going to be the exact same thing as they were for the regular verbs. However, for the participle, they do not really follow a particular structure. So this one is a case in which for each irregular verb, one has to learn by heart which one is the appropriate participle. So let's see just some examples. Decir becomes dicho, yo he dicho. Escribir becomes escrito, tú has escrito. Leer becomes leído, ellos han leído. And ser becomes sido. Por ejemplo, vosotros habéis sido. So, I hope that everything is clear. As I always say, questions are welcome.